Mercury, the messenger of the gods, the one who creates our synchronicities, our magic, but also our marketing, merchandising, and messaging, is actually going to finally move direct. He has been retrograding, yes, since April the 21st, and he finally stations direct on the 15th and 16th, 14th and 15th of May. It really depends on where you live. So what does this mean for you individually based on your rising sign? But you can listen for your sun and moon. And what does it mean for the collective? Well, first of all, the good news about this is that he's stationing direct on a very positive and powerful star. So it's going to allow you to sort of move into more ambition and purpose and successful action. He's also stationing direct with the asteroid Arachne, exactly conjunct him, as well as an interesting Sabian symbol at 5 Taurus, because at 5 Taurus is where he is moving into direct motion. So we're going to talk about how this new change of direction, this pivot towards purpose, towards maybe some ambitious actions and power, and maybe something about a singular talent that you have that can best the gods, how this may work out in your life. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian. I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac. This is not sidereal astrology. We're also looking at the sky through the lens of whole sign houses, which I think are the only way to go. Once you go whole sign, you never go back. How to cast your chart in whole sign houses? Check my description box. Why? Because I have a tutorial video there that teaches you how to do your own natal chart using free online software. And it's just easy, and I give you a free little lesson. All right. So first of all, and if you're new to my channel, by the way, please hit the like button, subscribe, and my description box has all the courses I'm teaching. Of course, you can have a reading with me, but I am unfortunately, I think, pretty well booked solid until mid-October. I had open doors for some limited summer spots. They may all be full, but you can see if there's anything left. I'm recording this on May the 12th. And I tell you that because my Patreon community will always get this before you and ad free here on YouTube. So if you want to join in to Patreon for $5 a month, including a couple Zoom meetings with me every month, you may want to check that out. Just check it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to stay. All right, so let's get going and talk about this idea, first of all, of Mercury in general, and then we'll move into the all signs video. All signs will be timestamped and we'll have chapters. So when Mercury goes backwards, a lot of things that have to do with Mercury can go backwards, like, communications can bounce, things can go awry and askew with like satellites and miscommunications happen. I cannot believe how many Mercury retrograde things have gone wrong for me to do, not only with malfunctions in my software or my computer, but also clients showing up for appointments that don't exist, clients trying to get into Zoom rooms when appointment times aren't there, clients missing appointments for malfunctions in their reminder messages. Oh, it's been crazy. We all recognize that. We're all like, oh, Mercury retrograde, my flight's delayed, my computer falls apart, no one got my messages. It's because he's not like acting normally. He's not in direct motion. But when he retrogrades, it's just a visual perception from Earth that makes it appear as if the planet stops moving and then it goes against the primary motion, goes backward in the sky. That is interesting because in order for that optical illusion to occur, it means Mercury is really close to Earth. And when he's really close to Earth, because he's between the sun and the Earth and he's closer to us, then we find him to be the synchronistic maestro. So please, in the future, pay attention to Mercury retrogrades from the perspective of how much more synchronistic omens, portents, serendipity is arising, and follow those breadcrumbs instead. Don't look for this to be, my computer's running perfectly. Look for it to be my divine signals and kisses from God are coming through the sky, through life circumstances that you would call meaningful coincidences or synchronicity. Now, the other thing I'd say about the retrograde period of Mercury as a general principle, because we're leaving it behind, right? Go back to April 21st, leaving it behind on the 14th and 15th of May. What might have you have changed your mind about, gone back on, reflected on, and sort of kind of like, okay, like I was going to launch a course. Now I'm thinking twice about it, or I'm going to date this person. Really, do I want to? And you might have gone back over something. You might have retrograded, gone backwards, and Mercury rules the mind. So change of mind, change of direction about projects, writing projects, speaking, communicating projects, commerce projects, and stuff like that. So you may now, after you've changed your mind, gone back over old ground, be getting ready to go forward in some area of your life that will now have a new, more solid momentum because you've taken time to revise, review, redo all of that kind of stuff. You know, Mercury is in what's called the shadow period, even after he goes direct. And that means that he's going to cover old ground that he's gone through before. So Mercury entered the pre-shadow of his retrograde on April 7th and leaves his retrograde shadow around May the 31st. So keep that in mind. Then he's going to be all systems go, full steam ahead. So even though he's going to go into direct motion on the 14th and 15th of May, depending on where you live, you may not know the full import and extent of this new directional potency until after May 31st. So just keep that in mind. And technically, he's in Taurus for a long, long time. You know, he got into Taurus on April 3rd and leaves on June 11th. And this makes this a very interesting time. He's doing all of these retrogrades in the bounds of Earth signs. So Capricorn, he's already done, now Taurus, and then later on, in like August, September, he'll be doing the same thing in the sign of Virgo. This is what we call an elemental earth year based on the teaching of Gary Caton, an amazing astrologer. And I believe my memory serves me, the last elemental earth year, in which Mercury spent 6 out of 12 months in Earth because of retrogradation, may have been in 2016. I did a video with Gary for my big playlist, like my big 2023 big events playlist. Go check that out and go check out the meaning of an elemental earth year for you based on your rising sign. You might get a lot more out of it than just looking at one little deal here, which is now Mercury stationing direct. Okay. All right. So moving forward, we're going to talk a little bit also about the idea that when Mercury moves into direct motion, he forms positive aspects with Saturn and Venus, which is wonderful. Both of these planets are in different places. Mercury from Taurus sextiles Saturn in Pisces, and we haven't seen Saturn and Pisces for a long, long time. I said in another video, and I was just recently talking about Jupiter moving into Taurus, that's the first time we've seen Jupiter move into Taurus, right? And also come into a relationship with Saturn as a result that's, you know, positive. We haven't seen that since like the 1940s. And someone asked me, well, sextiles to Saturn are really common. I'm going, yes, that wasn't the point of the video. Of course, Jupiter sextiles Saturn quite a lot. It's from Taurus, which he's in every 12 years, and Saturn every 30 years in the sign of Pisces. It's rare, okay? So similarly, to some extent, we can say this Mercury is stationing direct and forming a sextile to Saturn. And that is something, Saturn and Pisces, that hasn't happened for about 30 years. So it's got a little extra juice of rareness. And of course, he's sextiling Venus in Cancer, and that's quite common. Sextiles are flow, easy aspects that bring luck and goodness. So keep that in mind. Mercury was invisible on May the 31st. You couldn't see him in the sky because he was in a cazimi, May the 1st, and that meant that he was quite invisible to our eyes for a long, long time. Technically, he may be becoming visible in the next week or two after this movement of his station direct. But so not only was he retrograding, but he was, hard to see in the sky, and an invisible planet is a planet off duty. So if you had marketing, merchandising, commerce, and messaging endeavors not only not go well or backtrack, you may also have them kind of go flat on you, or kind of go, I don't know, nowhere, basically. Anything else? Mercury stationing direct is on Arachne. Arachne is an asteroid. I'm going to show you the sky so you can see it. Hopefully I've got it cued. Probably I don't. So let me just double check. Let me get over there and we'll move it together. Yay. No, I do have it ready. So let me show you what it looks like. Not every planet in the sky is in here. I was just trying to simplify it, just so you know, so don't get all bent out of shape about what planets are missing. Quite a few are missing. First of all, number one, you can see that Mercury here is sitting at 5 degrees when he's direct. He goes direct around 8 o'clock at night, Pacific Daily Time. Adjust for your time zone. Obviously, that'll be, just before midnight in the eastern coast of North America, and then in Europe, it'll be already into the evening, late hours, wee hours of the morning on the 15th. I've got this set for some reason one day off, so let me fix it. It doesn't really matter, but I may as well get precise, right? There we go. So anyway, you see that Mercury's at 5 degrees of the sign of Taurus, and you can also see that he's flanked by a couple of things. This little symbol here is the asteroid. I'm going to annotate it for us. That makes it easier to see when I'm doing this, I think. Can I circle this? Yay, there we go. So you can see that he's sitting with a lot of action. He's just gone through a contact well, he is in contact with Alphirk. Okay, now Alphirk is a star that I haven't used a lot, and I find it did I say it right? Alphirk, and also the asteroid Arachne. A lot of you have heard me talk about Arachne before. If you're new to my channel, I'm an asteroid junkie for the minor asteroids, 24,000 named asteroids in the asteroid belt. What I think I like about this one is that Arachne is basically a story about talent. Where in our lives do we have some singular ability, skill, or talent that could best the gods? And it's interesting because we all think we don't have that we don't have a singular talent, but you have a singular fingerprint that nobody else has. You have a voice print and an iris print in your eye that nobody else has. Therefore, you are singular, and your talents are the only one, the only way, the only you can do it. I don't care what you do in the world, who you think you are. We all have talent that's just unique to who we are. And as for besting the gods, because Arachne won a weave off against Athena, you could code this asteroid of having some hubris and pride, because it didn't end well, because she got turned into a spider by the angry god, Death's Athena. But you can also code it as you do have something very special. And even if you're just an everyday mortal, you can do something amazing. And also you can see the North Node is there, amplifying, extending, broadening, intensifying the energy around Mercury. You also see this is a vestal flame of what you wish to devote yourself to. This is Uranus, exciting energy, and the sun. It's a busy, busy piece of sky. Oh, goodness gracious. Why don't I have Jupiter in there? Like, of all things, really. Okay, let me add Jupiter. And Jupiter, the grand king himself, is right there. Like, hello, Lori. Did I get him back in? Like, I'm making myself laugh. Okay, so software doesn't like me. The annotation software isn't liking what I just tried to do. Let me try once more. Okay. And I'm going to read the star to you first of all, and I'll try to put Jupiter in there for your eyeballs. Jupiter, hold. Okay. It doesn't want to hold. See, it's still Mercury retrograde on May the 12th. And something as simple as a change of adding a bit of Jupiter to the story, the software doesn't want to hold it. Seriously? Like, seriously? Okay. Well, I talked to you about Alphirk. I will make Jupiter come back from wherever he disappeared to, because he's also in Taurus for the first time in 12 years, which is, extremely auspicious. I mean, he's not there as of today. Maybe that's why I didn't know. He's there on the 16th of May. So as Jupiter goes direct on the 14th, 15th, and Jupiter's following right into the Taurus part of the sky. So this star that I was talking about, Alphirk, I'm going to tell you what the software says about him, because again, it's not a star that I normally use. It's not one of the more major stars. It's under all visible stars, and it's called Alphirk, Alphirk, Alphirk. And he's exactly co-joined with Alphirk at the time he stations direct at 5 degrees. And this is a second star, so the second brightest star in Cephas, the African king. So that's a constellation. It bestows a great sense of purpose, a strong drive for self-expression, and sometimes domination. It's the ability to aim high, to work hard. It cultivates talents and creates a strong impression. So we have this cultivation of talent, and we have Arachne, the goddess of a supreme talent. And we also have drive, purpose, and determination, aiming high here. So, if that code isn't any clearer, I always call these sky codes. I don't know what is any clearer, right? I'm not even going to bother. Just know that Jupiter is moving into Taurus. I probably didn't notice him because he was still a sign behind when I was trying to push him in there. But anyway, with Jupiter entering there just after Mercury goes into direct motion, Mercury and Jupiter are going to work together. Mercury and Jupiter are fine together. In ancient mythology, Jupiter was Dabas, the king of Mount Olympus, and Mercury was taking orders and often sometimes mischievously defying Zeus or Jupiter's orders. So it's a bit of both. But for the most part, there was a combination of energies between the two of them where they could be allied in something of a similar way. And here we have this alliance then of Jupiter in the house where Mercury is now stationing direct. Jupiter can rule commerce and Mercury can rule commerce in Taurus, like the stock markets, currencies, maybe crypto with Uranus there. Jupiter can expand or blow up things. And then, of course, we have the North Node in Jupiter coming into more prominence around June 1st. There's a possible market turnaround, even though for the most part, most astrologers are looking for a downdraft. And I'm kind of wondering about that. I don't think the markets have fundamentals to stand on in the stock markets. And I'm worried about some action on the sun of the United States, New York Stock Exchange as well, especially with this new moon on Algol coming up on the stock market exchange sun. But on the other hand, Algol can be a whale South Star. So I'm not sure which way things are going to go. So don't listen to astrologers for stock market advice at all, please. But we're just trying our best. So the point being that Mercury, the god of commerce and markets and stock markets, moving into Taurus, in Taurus going direct finally, right? And then we have Jupiter amplifying that, could mean an upswing in the markets. All right. If you're a trader, this is probably more useful than if you're trying to long-term invest. And because I'm not sure what the long-term story will be with the markets this year. Next, there is a Sabian symbol at 5 degrees as well. You round up to 6. The Sabian symbol here, I'm going to read it to you, and you can make what you will of the Sabian symbol, okay? I'm not an expert on Sabians, but it's a bridge being built across a gorge, okay? A bridge at 6 Taurus being built across a gorge. I got one of my favorite books here. Yes, it's so old that it's beaten up. It's A Screen of Prophecy by Diana Roche, and it says, transcending limitation, and keywords are linkage, connection, merger, unification, ambition, passage, transition, conduction, overcoming difficulties. And she says the accent is overcoming difficulties and obstacles, and solutions may be found through partnerships and alliances, and new paths may open up soon to you. So think of all of those words with the positive star Alphirk and the talents of Arachne. Something good is trying to happen in the sky. I'm going to do the all signs. I think I'm just going to spin through the chart this time because it's easy for you to see what's happening. In other words, it's not like a moon that's moving quickly. So we'll do this version, and timestamps are in the comments below. And did I miss anything? I think I'm going to call this video the pivot point or something like that. There's Jupiter at 29. Of course he was there. Well, I didn't see him because I was waiting for him to be in Taurus. Yeah. You can see as Mercury's at 5 degrees and Saturn's at 6 degrees and Venus is at 8 degrees, that he will, in the days after this direct station, connect with these planets. So as you watch what I'm going to show you, take a peek, you can see that here on May the 18th, there is a sextile to Saturn. And then you can see as time connects further and further onward, he will eventually, well, he doesn't catch up to Venus. Hang on, she's moving rather quickly and the software is moving without me. But he's in a broad sextile to Venus, although it's not partile, okay? It's not perfect, it's not exact. So he is in a broad sextile to Venus, so we have to note that. Well, he's in a sextile, I don't know how broad it is. It's like, but it's not perfect. Okay, so this is Mercury retrograde, and now the software is moving without me. I didn't give it permission to do that. So mostly it's the sextile to Saturn already in Pisces for the first time in X number of years. That was only possible 30 years ago. So I think I might focus a little on this in our all signs to say there's some part of your life that's going to move forward, in a way that you may not have been able to do for the last 30 years because that Saturn is here to receive the energy of the direct motion, the station direct from Mercury. That's kind of where I'm going to go with what's going on here and talk about all signs, and we're going to get going. I'm going to take a pause to grab some water. I'll be right back. Here we go. We're going to do the all signs for the Mercury retrograde station direct as Mercury turns around in the sky and will on the 15th of May go forward and be in Taurus until June 11th. Okay, funny but not funny that I actually tried to do this yesterday and I ended up not recording any of this. It's like Mercury retrograde. Yes, got a parking ticket I shouldn't have gotten. Didn't mean to get that. And then when I recorded this, whatever day it would have been the 13th of May. I ended up turning off my video when I started the all signs. So I'm patching together the first half. That's why I have different clothing on. It's a different day. I'm recording now on Sunday the 14th. Normally my Patreon community gets these videos before you guys. I doubt it's going to happen this time because I am way off schedule with this Mercury retrograde glitch. Okay, so let's get started and talk about this direct motion for each sign. I'm going to keep it simple. In the longer video that I recorded yesterday that went into oblivion, it was like a lot of detail about Mercury going direct for every sign. Instead, we're just going to keep it really simple. What does it mean when Mercury goes direct in Taurus for you based on your rising sign, most accurate, sun and moon secondarily? I'm just going to whip through this story. I'm not even going to do my typical, well, maybe I will. I'll show you the screen just so we can watch the sky rotate together. That might be useful for a lot of you. And then we're going to get going. Oh, I am sharing, right? Aha. So there we go. So we see Mercury over here in Taurus on the 15th. He is no longer retrograde. I will start with the Aries people. So let's move into Aries real estate and get going. So Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign, when this planet Mercury is going to stay, well, when he does go direct, which is what he's doing in the sign of Taurus, it's money, momentum, forward motion. Where in your earnings, finances, possessions, resources have things been going backward or stalled out a little bit, maybe since April the 21st. Don't forget, Mercury doesn't leave his shadow till around the 31st of May. So even as he goes direct, you may not find the most momentum is occurring yet. You might have to wait a little bit, but you're going to start to see things pick up in your finances. Also, you'll have a better handle on your food style, your diet style. Like I'm an Aries sun and moon, and as he retrograded, I was doing a little bit of backpedaling on my consumption of alcohol, particularly wine, being moderate, and reassessing situations about what I eat, including gluten, which causes me to rash, because things in the second house are what you put in your mouth. So as he goes into direct motion, he's going to be saying, okay, it's time to make those final decisions on what you want to do with your eating style, drinking style, how you might want to create new money. Certainly he rules marketing and merchandising, emails and phone calls. So things like phone calls, emails, texts, or decisions and ideas for new products you wish to sell can occur and be put into action and momentum as he moves into direct motion. And don't forget, he's getting support from Saturn in your 12th house, which is to say Saturn is like, hey, it would be really good if this new momentum has legacy value or can involve revenue from foreign shores, or something that once you start now, you can continue to do for a long time. So any new ideas that you've been germinating or that you put into motion between the 15th of May, I says Mother's Day up there. I was using a Mother's Day chart and I spelt it wrong. Sorry about that, but just ignore that. Saturn kind of says, can this go the distance? Will it have legs to stand on? Especially if you're talking about something you might market, sell, or write or produce that has to do with abilities to create revenue from across international borders. All right, like most of us today on PayPal, Stripe are in that condition. I am. Some of you guys may be as well. And that's that. So look for new money momentum. Certainly, as well as Mercury moves forward, he will be creating a kind of love up with Venus. And remember, I think we talked about that in the intro. So, some positive news and developments can be occurring in the area of your sky that is about property, homeland, and real estate. That too may be one of the main stories that occurs as Mercury goes direct and will come into flow relationship with Venus. Good news, good phone calls, and good developments around property, land, home, and real estate as well. If you're a Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, Mercury moving into direct motion will activate you. You will make some powerful decisions and move into new momentum regarding ideas that you may have been hatching in the privacy of your mind. And now you may go forward with those ideas and create something in the world that you are really going to implement as a new idea, or even a new email, phone call, or communication that you are giving, that you are the one in charge of. With this energy of Saturn stabilizing, wanting legacy value, wanting things to be realistic, you may have some support, emails, some phone calls, or just support from somebody in a position of authority in an allyship, wants to benefit you, or an elder friend or sibling who could be really supportive of you in the wake of the May 15th direct motion. Always remember, the shadow period doesn't end till May 31st, so some of the real juice might be May 31st to June 11th. Well, we still have Mercury in this part of your sky. Let me just pause the recording for a sec to continue. I had a moment of doubt about something. I want to double check something. Yes, May 14th. I couldn't remember the date that Mercury would finally leave Taurus, and it is May 14th because my brain just went offline. So May 31st to May 14th is where I'm focusing on you guys all getting the most momentum, no matter which sign you are, okay? That's not the screen share. Where did it go? There we are. It's not Mothra's Day, but I'm not fixing it already. I am recording a Mother's Day. I actually have clients today. I can't believe I forgot to block my calendar already. So continuing on, you got some love from Mercury to Venus, which can situate itself in the days that follow this direct station as some really positive developments with siblings. Both your Saturn and Venus are in different sibling houses. So siblings can be on your radar, good things going on about siblings, travel with a sibling, travel with a friend, an opportunity for some travel could be arising between the 15th of May and the 14th of June. And you may also find that you have the opportunity to develop some success in your online world as it pertains to the word commercial success in the 2 weeks that follow this new moon. If that makes sense for you, wonderful. Otherwise, you just might be experiencing a lot more sociable, pleasurable times in the company of others in the neighborhood or in your local environment. Pubs, restaurants, etc. are highlighted as you get some new momentum with a Venus third house and Mercury first. All right, Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. Well, it's all this new energy of momentum and no more backpedaling in your 12th house. Given the 12th house is a subtle psychological house, and it often has to do with things that you don't consciously know about yourself. It may be about your dreams at night, inner work, soul work, dreamy, interior, introspective, meditative times, etc. It only other way that may be is foreign lands, foreign shores, travel to foreign lands, and also revenue generated in business from foreign land and shores and people may have been backpedaled from April 21st to the retrograde station on May the 15th to go direct. And then possibly then by the 14th of June, as this is now in direct motion, things that were stuck get unstuck, revenue starts to pick up, that foreign land travel can happen. My progressed sun is in Gemini, and the United States just changed the rules that the unvaccinated can enter their country. Yes, I can now enter the United States. So forward momentum is there as well for foreign travel if it's been stalled for some reason for some of you, Gemini, sun, moon, and rising people. You have some support here from Saturn as well in the 10th house of reputation and career, where he will be for 3 years, helping you establish a new level of authority and reputational mastery. And as that occurs during the movement forward of Mercury, you may find that something along the lines of a new up level in your ability to be seen as a master and authority in some area of your purpose and career, or as someone in power, basically. But with an element of being a master of something can increase, especially when it comes to income and international front. I do think that with Venus in your second house, it's definitely a money story for you, and you're going to be increasing your earnings as well, especially as we move into the post shadow of May 31st to June the 14th. Look for some up levels there and some increase there, and maybe the ability to actually purchase a possession that you really have wanted and you've been holding off, and now is the time, things are flowing, time to go ahead and get that thing that you wanted. And yeah, it looks really good. All right, Cancer, sun, moon, rising. And hey guys, if I'm doing this in a live spot premiere on Monday, the 15th, please hit the like button and help my channel grow and help me hit that 30,000 subscribers mark. I love all my regulars who are there all the time, and I am aiming for 30,000 subscribers by the end of June, which I think I can reach easily. But maybe I'm being optimistic, so help me grow. I'm growing by 2,300 subscribers to 3,000 a month, depends on the month. Okay, moving on. It looks to me like a Cancer rising folk are having Mercury go into direct motion in the 11th house of good spirit. The 11th house is a magical, positive fairy godmother house, but it's also where we create our, envision our dreams and goals, our 5-year, 6-year, 10-year plans, our fantasies for our life, our forward thinking. It's great gains from our career as well. You may have gone backpedaling April 21st around gains in your career slowing down. You may have also noticed that your visions and goals and dreams were being revised somewhat. You may have also had a sort of stalemate, stalling out on communications with friends or allies, or old friends coming out of the woodwork, or a renewal of communication with an elder sibling. If that has been something that was slowed down, Mercury retrograde could bring a sibling or a friend from the past back to your story. as well. Cancer rising. Well, I have a Cancer rising friend who got in touch with me during retrograde, and we had a chat, and we hadn't talked in months. So that kind of thing. It was lovely. My friend Robin in Portugal. So also the energy here is really, really interesting because you can see that this isn't windfall house and Uranus is up there. I can tell you that it is. And Jupiter will trail in right after. So you're in a really, really lucky period for windfalls or unexpected gains. And it could come through an elder sibling or friend or ally, but it could come from anywhere. So get ready for that possibility, especially in the 2 to 3 weeks that follow the station direct. Also, you've got some love from Venus. You're feeling more beautiful, more harmonious, more in love with yourself. Other people are finding you capable, attractive, and captivating and charismatic and charming. And some of this charm can also be about beautification of yourself. And with the 11th house, maybe it's going off to a spa day or a hair day with a friend. My sister Nancy gave me a lovely birthday gift, which was a day for a facial, and I haven't done it yet. So I have to do that. Can't wait to do that. So anyway, just got me sidetracked anyway. And she's a Cancer rising. And so bottom line is you're looking at this energy of really opening up a doorway for you here, of really feeling good and feeling lucky and having some lucky things come to you. So no complaints for you guys. It looks amazing. If you're a Leo rising, sun and moon secondarily, because rising can always be probably most accurate, you're going to experience a movement direct finally from a place that may have gone backwards for you on April 21st. And now on the 15th of May is moving forward. It's your career and your reputation space, your visible actions in the world as people see you doing something, whether or not you're employed. So what is the thing also that you consider a purpose direction orientation and you want to be successful at your 10th house? So now things are going forward. You may have new ideas about how to be successful, but this can also be about recruitment, emails and phone calls, maybe like new job opportunities opening up for the Leos. Or if you sell and market and merchandise as a part of your career path, and you're going to be able to send out new messages and marketing and sales techniques and stuff from the career space in a more proactive way. I like that there's Saturn saying, let's get some solid financial gain here from the things we're doing now in our career, especially passive income, residual income, and commissions and things like that. Also, Saturn here could be talking about deepening your understanding of the occult mysteries, learning from a master maybe, so that you can enhance your career. As Mercury also tucks to Venus, some of this momentum can involve teachers or educators or masters of the occult, mysterious and paranormal from foreign lands and shores. Some of this may open up an opportunity as well to create revenue from foreign lands and foreign shores, or even to travel in your career, for your career, to a foreign land as a result of this energy here now. Contracts, negotiations, and deals are going to go well. Venus sextiles Mercury, and that is even when it comes to new jobs or new contractual agreements in existing work and career space. All looks good on you, Leos. Virgo, my daughter, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, so Mercury's your ruler, as it is for Gemini, I forgot to mention. So this is important. The flow from an Earth trine in Taurus in the 9th house is positive as it impacts you personally in a very good way. Good news, good developments, positive momentum, new ideas in academia, college, university, campuses, foreign travels, visas, court matters, legal matters, and book publishing. Also, connections to the father figure are all very positive right now. Father figures. This kind of energy moving through here will take up where something left off. You had to go backwards to go forwards, go back to April 21st. Where did you backpedal on something that you were doing in the weeks that followed? And now you're going to go forward, because basically, Mercury spends 2 months in Taurus this year. Think about how what you've slowed down on April 21st to May the 15th is now ready to get some new, catalytic energy that helps you be more aligned with your purpose, your dharma, and the meaning of your life. Because deeper underneath that 9th house, the house of God, is a sense of one's dharma, one's perfect action in the world, one's destiny, and one's meaning of one's life. And this is really helping you move that forward. Don't forget, elemental earth year hasn't happened, I think, since 2016. So that's the last time you could recalibrate this kind of energy in your sky. A lot of excitement up there, as you see with Uranus. So you could definitely have some exciting, unexpected developments. I'll be doing a second video on Uranus and Mercury, so stay tuned for that. But just know the gist of it's unexpected surprises with foreign lands and travel visas. Father figures and all of that. I like that Saturn is trying to stabilize and mature any existing love relationships and business partnerships. And this could also be a deepening of some new or old relationship, not likely new, but it may involve things like legal matters. So are you going to like book a wedding, book a church, get an engagement going, set a date? Maybe some of you Virgos may do this. You also can see that Venus in the house of friends and allies is really loving up this Mercury, more time socializing, hanging out with friends, enjoying the company of people you like. It may have been stalled in the April 21st to May 14th. It was slowing down, but now it's picking up and you're really enjoying the company of those friends. You're having more social time. But because Mercury's in the 9th house, some of it could be more meaningful sociable time as well. Third marriages can benefit greatly. If you're in a third marriage or like a marriage relationship, this is also going to be picking up some benefits from this transit. And so May 15th to the June 14th, look for some up levels in that area of your sky. And we're moving on. All right, Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. It's kind of great for you because the Lord of your sky is playing a part in this lovely aftermath. Mercury stations direct, and he does this on the 15th or 16th, whatever, 15th. And as he goes into direct motion, he will activate your 8th house. Go back to April 21st, as I said in the beginning, that's when the retrograde began. What has been backpedaling there? It has to do with mortgages, loans, taxes, business partner monies, monies from the property sale or purchase, things like that, escrow. This is a money house where investments are, like stock investments. Now Mercury backpedaled since April 21st. So if your stocks were going up from April 21st, now he's going to change direction. They could go down. So take note of that. Just means change of direction when Mercury changes direction. I mean, technically the markets could reverse course and head down or up, depending on the general trend since April 21st. I'll have to take a look at that. But because Taurus can be connected to finances and financial markets. But for you, where are you going to get some refreshing new momentum regarding other people's money and business partner money and deal making money and mortgage money and stuff like that? Things should go forward if they've been stalled. Things should iron out if they've been glitchy. I think that the love from Saturn in the 6th house can't be underestimated. He would like you to pay down debt. He's going to spend time constricting and constraining debt. So by the time 2026 rolls around, you not only have been working really hard, but you've been paying down debt. You may be able to chunk out a bit of debt and pay some debt down in the May 16th, 15th timeframe to the June 14th. And then Venus is loving you up in your reputation and career, 10th house. This is nothing better than more than like you are more beautiful, lovable, charismatic and persuasive, charming and delightful. And you can get lots of good perks here, raises, promotions, favors, from women in your career space, but also just you are shining brightly in a very congenial way in your career space as a result of Mercury heading direct and tapping Venus for a little assist, alrighty? And that's going to feel really, really good. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. Now, Scorpio, in your chart, this is all about your partner. So I will encourage you not to think about yourself. It could actually be about your partner having this experience or your business partner or love partner. The big mistake is to imagine that the whole chart is about you, alrighty? It's not, and that's the tricky part of ancient astrology versus modern. It's not a psychological Rorschach test, It's people in your life, the 7th house. So it's business partners, marriage partners, long-term significant friends or clients. So I think there's going to be something going on where they've been stuck and now they're moving forward in some area of their life. They've been sort of sort of backpedaling since April 21st in some idea, decision, or direction, and now they're moving forward. The communications part is maybe telling you about it, and you're like, yay, they finally moving forward in an area of difficulty. When we get to the Uranus Mercury conjunction part of the story, a separate video coming out, they may have some positive, exciting surprises. And positive because Mercury will have been in a sextile to Venus in the house of course, legal matters, book publishing, and foreign lands. So there's that, as well as getting a lot of significant support from Saturn in the house of independent business enterprise, children, and the muse. Now, for some of you, this could be you hear from your partner that they're pregnant, and that's a possibility. This would be the people who can bear children and have fertility at the time of this transit. Got in trouble for trying to declare what is a woman on a last video. Yes, I know that every woman can't have children. Let's be serious. Okay, but okay, people who have a chromosome, certain chromosome might be female. Anyway, and then the second thing is that because you're really going through a period of time here with Saturn for 3 years in your fifth house, if you're a creative artist, this is with Neptune there, this is where for the first time in your life, your art projects and creativity can actually be successful. So I have a Scorpio friend who's written several books and she's shopping a new one. And I think this is going to be the one for her, be the one that takes off. So it's the success of your creative projects. And Mercury could be right here, a deal maker, a broker, an agent, someone wanting to make a deal around some of your creative projects. That's the only case it's not about your partner. Okay. It could be an agent, a message, a phone call from an agent, broker, deal maker on something that you're working on. It could be book publishing, it could be art, it could be music, it could be any of those things. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. I really feel like this is going to be an experience of being able to find new momentum when it comes to rents, pets, and tenancies and debts and health. And now Mercury's going direct. So yeah, April 21st till now he was retrograde. Now he's moving forward in a stellium of people with him. Some unexpected surprising developments with pets could happen as he crosses over Uranus. Some surprising unexpected developments around rental properties could happen as well. As he's going through here, though, he's getting some love from Saturn, who's trying to stabilize your home and bring you a dreamy home close to water, if some of you wish to move, or to stabilize creative projects you do in and from your home. So this could also be information and news about rentals, but also about purchases of homes or sales of homes, because Venus is in the mortgages house. So, and escrow and financing and leveraging and banks. So some of you here are looking at some positive momentum on May 15th through to the June 14th. In regards to rentals of homes or sale of homes or purchases of homes. Some of you may also experience some positive news in work, and you may get a raise or a promotion because Venus is in the house of chunky money, a bonus package, big commission, or something like that. As Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising look at the sky, you see that Mercury is in your fifth house. This is a fifth house of creativity. Oh, I am recording. I did the thing where I'm like, am I recording? And I am recording. If I do yesterday all over again, I was going to toss the video. Oh, are you watching in the live spot premiere that I'll flash into being tomorrow? I'm recording on Sunday. This goes up Monday. Well, if you are, so hit the bell for notifications, please. I hit the bell for notifications. I mean, if you are there, please hit like the like button and my channel will grow because of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So this is romance, sexuality. This is children. This is pregnancy. This is independent business for enterprise. In other words, being an entrepreneur or your own boss. This is creative projects and ideas, fun, play, and pleasure, joy, enjoyment of life. And now Mercury going retrograde since April 21st, you might have been bogged down here. Like your sex life was retrograding, going backwards. You were unable, or old lovers from the past were back in touch with you, or you had contact with old sexual partners as you retrograded. So my Capricorn ex-husband had dinner at my place last night. There's an example. I mean, it's just an example, but if you're a Capricorn, maybe some of the past relationships have come out of the woodwork. But as Mercury goes direct, you're moving in momentum direction regarding things to do with play, fun, and pleasure, joy, relationship, romance, and sexuality. And with Venus in your seventh house in the seventh house, this is definitely good for either a new beginning with meeting someone new and having a great new relationship start, would bake in very positive elements for a new relationship. But in an existing relationship, it similarly is supportive of new intimacy, better connection, more romantic energy with somebody that you're with. With Saturn stabilizing your third house, trips and travel are more constrained, though. You may not travel as much, but if you do, it's for very good reasons, you know? So less gallivanting, more purposeful travel. If you want to learn something that you have a unique skill at, that you're good at, Saturn is giving you support from May the 15th to the 14th of June to take a class, take a learning, study something that you can tangibly use, you know? This is really, really good for you, Capricorn. So to just invite in a lot more joy and pleasure in your life. It's just going to be more fun, but definitely some of you will be taking a trip. Saturn, Venus, trine, invites in a trip with a significant other that looks romantic, okay, and playful and fun. And that looks like that would happen most likely either be planned or happen between May 15th and June the 14th. I'm one of you. I'm an Aquarius rising. So us Aquarius sun, moon, and rising sign. The main narrative that we have here is to look at the situation of our fourth house of where we live. We have been quite destabilized since 2018 for a lot of us, with Uranus moving through the fourth house. Depends on the degree of your rising sign. The late degrees will get more destabilized later, closer to 2025, for late 24, 25. And so now we've got momentum. So there's something that went backwards regarding home, what you're doing in the home, things you're doing with your home. And there's backwards momentum since April 21st. Now, you may have heard from people from your childhood or your family of origin coming out of the woodwork, emails and phone calls, maybe people you've been out of touch with. That is Mercury retrograde in the fourth sometimes, right? Even hearing from your parents. But now he's going direct on the 21st, and he will eventually be hooking up with Uranus. So get ready for some big surprises here. But in the meantime, there is a sextile to Venus forming, and that's about rentals and pets. So an opportunity for a new pet that you can bring home, a new rental opportunity, an existing rental opportunity being extended in some way, all possible for you. Venus here is also in a place of health, really good for your health and new health endeavors, fortifying and strengthening your health, bringing joyful ways to be healthy into your life. Venus here can really help you pay down debt as well. And Mercury as the lord of your house of credit cards and mortgages, some of you could chunk down some debt as a result of this transit. Look for that to be very likely to be true by June the 14th. Saturn's trying to stabilize your money, making a lot of us Aquarius is more realistic, sober-minded, and better at saving our money, more calculated, more masterful, and more serious about our money and our earnings and our resources. And now this is a time where Mercury going direct is supporting that. And you may have a significant new source of income coming through as a result of the station direct. I'm getting asked, for example, to sponsor people, like be a brand ambassador or affiliate. I was doing that for Aura in April, which I really love the app, and I could only Aura app sponsor something I believe in. And I will be putting out another sort of round of Aura promotions in the month of June. But maybe when somebody else, a brand, will ask me to support them as an example for you guys, I'll go, oh my God, this is my brand. I'll totally go there. So reliable new sources of steady income, as well as debt relief, as well as potentially more enjoyment of a pet or something to do with pets. Now, also lastly, Saturn in the second house is constraining what you eat. Venus is the goddess of pleasure in the house of health. If you have any kind of issues, Mercury retrograde is going to help you find the information or get the news or get the, information news that you need in order to find a way to be more moderate in pleasures and things that you eat and drink and smoke. Okay. And this is going to be really supporting that momentum over the couple of weeks after this May 16th station, 15th station. Oh, I almost bypassed first and always first, the Pisces sun, moon, and rising sign. I'm always waiting for my Pisces soulmate partner to jump on me at the Pisces part of the readings and surprise me and do weird things behind me, but not happening. Okay. So Pisces, Mercury is moving into direct motion on April the 21st. Since April 21st retrograde, and on May the 14th moving direct. And my brain is so offline today, May the 15th, moving direct. And as this happens, you'll have an opportunity maybe to travel, or information or news coming from a sibling or aunt, uncle, cousin, niece, and nephew that's going to be interesting or surprising or good. Surprising only because Mercury is going to crash into Uranus. So surprising information, news about siblings from siblings. Also opportunities to travel. And also because of Venus, she's the lord of this house sitting in your fifth. This is pleasure travel, leisure travel, romantic travel. This is really good for all of those things. If you are a creative artist and you're a Pisces, or you're really into the creative stuff, this could be some new momentum about something you're writing, songwriting, or writing, and, you know, putting together some massive new art creation, something like that. And Venus is definitely good for fertility. If you're a Pisces rising female, then pregnancy can happen here. So be cautious then. If you don't want a baby, Uranus could bring surprises, like a romantic getaway trip gets you pregnant, or your partner, if you're a guy, gets pregnant. Technically, Mercury does rule the house of marriage and long-term relationships. And therefore, as he goes direct, things in long-term committed love stories will go direct in your life. And if this is the case, look for some romantic momentum, some more pleasure, fun and play, nurture and emotionally connected, sensual sexuality energy being uplifted with regards to committed love stories. Saturn is you. You are Saturn. I had a Pisces person just have a problem with his teeth, and that is because Saturn rules the bony structures. Oh shit. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I bet your ears are blown. I hope none of you were listening to this with earphones on. I do not have time to edit it out. Oh my God. My Pisces soulmate partner, this just scared the shit out of me. Okay. And so if you are Saturnian, you are serious, you are realistic, you are masterful and sage-like, especially if your ascendant is in the first 10 degrees or so of Pisces. That's a quality of you in 2023. The later born Pisces will feel it next year anyway. And the latest borns in late 25 anyway. So long story short, something about this energy is about the way you approach sexuality, romance, committed love, creativity. It's a trine from you being Saturnian, looking at the feminine Venus goddess in that fifth house. This can be about your children and a real glow up with any of your children as well. So this is a lovely time for you to kind of be like, it's about like enduring love, whether it's with your child or your romantic partner or your significant other. And it's coming into a kind of a really sober minded, but very flowing energy, right? So like, you know, it's like you're not a sprinter, you're a marathoner in love, whether it's loving your kids, loving your pregnant wife, loving your romantic partner. And same goes with your creative projects. If you have anything on the go, you have this kind of like go the distance, be slow but steady around projects of creation as well. Anything else I could say about this for you guys? I don't think so. I think that I probably literally blew out some eardrums. I'm so darn sorry about that. I have no way to warn you about it beforehand either. Okay, my apologies. Anything else? No, we're good to go. Siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and travel. Foreign shores can be involved with Saturn as Lord of the House of Foreign Shores in your case, but for the most part, just travel opportunities. Some of it romantic, very expansive, and also just enjoying things in your local neighborhood, as well as Jupiter moves into the house of the neighborhood. And that will be playing out with great gusto. And you may get a phone call, email, that kind of thing also in the next couple of weeks to do with opportunities for travel. Or if you're an independently employed person, business opportunity as well. Thanks everyone for listening. Thank you. If you're in the live premiere and you haven't hit my like button, please do hit the like button. This is going out on the Monday, the 15th, and I'm just going to put it as a spot premiere, I think, because I didn't have time to get to prepare it. Whew. Okay. Thanks guys. Ciao, ciao.